Okay, so what you guys are going to do, the watercolor papers over there on my desk, just grab one. First thing you should do is take your 4H pencil and put your initials just in one of the corners. It doesn't matter what side, but just put it in the corner, okay? So you know which one's yours, because everybody's going to look the same, okay? So you're going to put in the water. Just when you do that, push it down so that's all the way in the water. A lot of times the paper, if you don't do that, will just float at the top, and really the one side will get more soaked than the other, and that can cause a problem. So make sure that you kind of push it down before you leave. Somebody in your group, and I'll call you up by table, needs to time it. So just put your phone on 5-minute timer, okay? Mine's already been in there, so once your timer goes off, just pick it up, just kind of let it drip off, okay? And this demo is, we're gonna walk, okay? Because we got different places we gotta go for this. All right, so you're gonna take this, and over there on the brown table is manila paper that we're gonna use to soak up the excess. So come on over here. Okay, so I know this is kind of in a bad spot. Watch out before I hit you. All right, I don't know where to put 3 drying racks. So this is the manila paper. Manila paper is very absorbent, so that's why we use it for this purpose. I've got 2 piles here, so 2 people can be doing this at the same time. You want to just put it down, take some of the paper from the bottom, and you're just going to put this right here on the top, and then just take your hands and just kind of rub over where your paper is. And that's going to take off all that water that's kind of still sitting on the top surface. And then you have to find your project. There we go. And when you look at it, you shouldn't see anything, too glossy on there. It should kind of have a matte finish to it. So, and you feel it. It feels very kind of weak and floppy. And that's what we want. Fibers are loose, and now it's expanded. So now we're going to go to the round table, and this is where we are going to basically assemble our paper with our board. Okay. So I've got here some Sharpie markers. If you guys look at the boards, they've got somebody else's name all the way around them. When you're finished taping them up and stuff, you could put your name on it. Or you could go ahead and prep your board with your name around all 4 edges while you're waiting for your paper to soak. So you could do that while you're waiting for that. So what you're going to do is just sit the paper right there like that. It doesn't have to be perfectly in the middle, but close. It doesn't have to be scientifically correct. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take this wide tape, okay? This tape is 2 inches wide, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to make a 1-inch border all the way around your paper, okay? So basically, half of this tape should be covering your borders, okay? There's no need to get a ruler out or anything like that, okay? The trick, though, with this is that your tape is long enough to go all the way around into the back of your board. Because if the tape ends right here, as this paper dries, it's just gonna pop the tape off, okay? So you need your tape to go all the way around. So I'm just going to, I just kind of measure it, and then take this. And the neat thing about the tape is that it is transparent, so you can see through it. So I'm just gonna kind of eye this. Lay that down, and then pick up the board, wrap that around the back, okay? And then just kind of give it a good smush. And then I like to take my nail and just really seal it up around here, around the edge. And then, to put my next piece on, I'm going to go in a big circle, okay? So I'm not going to put this piece here and then move to do this piece. I'm going to start here, go in a circle. It doesn't matter which way you go, but go in a circle, because what that's going to do is going to cover up your corners with another piece of tape. This is when I wish I was a little bit taller and longer arms. Okay, so going around, again, I just kind of eye it. this down and around. Give it a good smush. These are all technical terms that you guys should remember. And then take my nail, seal it up, and go around. Now, anytime you guys want to do a watercolor painting and you're using watercolor, like loose watercolor paper, you have to stretch your paper and then tape it to some sort of support board, okay? Now, there are ways to get out of doing this. I love watercolor paints, but I hate how sometimes, like this part especially, just takes a while to get ready for it. I purchase what they call watercolor blocks, okay? And it's basically, it looks like a pad of paper, okay? And in that are about 20 sheets of watercolor paper, okay? And it's sealed all the way around the paper. All pieces are sealed together except for this little notch on the one side where it's open. And basically, what's nice about it is that you don't have to stretch the paper before you use it because it's all sealed around, so it prevents it from buckling. In fact, it buckles very little. The bad thing is that you can't work on more than one piece at a time on that block. You only have that top sheet exposed, okay? So I have found myself in situations where I like to work on a few pieces at the same time, where I actually take off that top, do another piece, and then tape the other one back on top. I mean, it can be a nightmare, but I do prefer it because I skip this step. And I don't have to have like boards laying around my house finding a place to put them and stuff. Now the other thing about it, now I have, just to give you a reference, I have a 2 blocks, so I can work on more than one at a time. And it's 140 pounds cold pressed watercolor paper. And the brand is Arches, which Arches is a really good brand for paper, high quality paper. And that block, I think it's 11 by 14 is the size, I think. And it probably cost me about $45 for, I think there's 20 sheets in it. Okay, so just to give you a reference. Another way too, which can prove to be expensive too, is I have a few sheets of 300-pound cold pressed watercolor paper, and that stuff is so thick that it doesn't even need to be stretched. I don't stretch it at all. I probably should, but I don't. So yeah, so there's that. Okay, so give it a good seal. Make sure the tape is all good on the back here. All right, and then make sure that your name is all the way on all 4 edges, okay? You can see again, there's old names on there. Just put a new piece of tape on top of there and replace it with your name. I've had kids freak out when they look over there and they can't find their project, and it's because they didn't put their name around all 4 edges, so they're looking at the old name. So don't do that, all right? Okay, that's it. So thank you.